Today we will talk about Ma Sarada Devi and her advice to some women disciples. Not just disciples, to the women devotees who came to her, and how she talked about education, how she talked about child marriage, and all her views about it. There were two unmarried girls from Madras in the Nivedita school who were of about 20 or 21 years of age. Referring to them, the mother said, "Ah, how they have learned arts and craft. And as for our girls, the people of these wretched parts go on clamoring when a girl is hardly 8 years old. Send her to a new family. Have her married." Alas, if Radhu had not been married, she wouldn't have come to grief so early. Uncle Kali married his son Bhudev and Radharaman very early. Bhudev was tied in wedlock at the age of 13. This was on the 7th of May 1913, and Radharaman at the age of 11. The mother was then in Calcutta. When she got the intimation there, she remarked very casuistically, "He's marrying his little sons and extracting money from me. He doesn't know that ultimately he will have to suffer." Knowing that in the wedded lives there was a pitiable lack of self control, she deplored that some people seem to take the multiplication of their families as the be all and end all of life. In this connection, she added, the master suggested a controlled life after the birth of one or two children. Sense control is a necessity. All those austerities enjoined for the widows are meant for self control. As she warned men against being lured by women, so also she cautioned women against men. To a woman, she said, "Never have any faith in men, not even if God Himself should come to you in that form of a man." This was, of course, an extreme case. The woman concerned was beautiful and had become the owner of vast properties after her widowhood in the prime of her age. On another occasion, the mother thus advised a woman devotee not to frequent monasteries or other places where holy men reside. "Look here, my daughter, it's true that you will be going there with pious motives and devotion. But if that should affect their minds, you too will have to bear a part of the burden of the sin." This too was an unusual case. But the trend of both the instructions is obvious. The mother had no literary education, but that did not curb her enthusiasm for making others learn. She educated her nieces, Maku and Radhu, in a general way, made them read out religious books for her, and had her letters written by them. Radhu was at a Christian school. As she was a grown up girl, according to contemporary opinion, Golapma said that her attendance at school should be terminated. At this remark, Radhu began to weep. But the mother said, "She's not quite grown up. Let her go to school. She can do immense good to others if she gets education and learns some useful art from the school." She had been married in a backward village. Though education, she will not only improve herself but will be able to help others. With the Nivedita school, she had a very sweet relationship, and she was full of praise for the administrative capacity of Sister Nivedita. Sudhira Devi was succeeded who succeeded the sister and dedicated her life for the bringing up of the girls in accordance with the ideal of her predecessor, earned the sincerest greetings and blessings of the mother. Being told by a certain devotee that she was greatly worried because she had 5 unmarried daughters at home, the mother advised her, "If you can't marry them, why should you worry so much? Put them in the Nivedita school where they will learn and live well." The woman did not act up to this advice, but the mother's advice has its own intrinsic value. She knew embroidery and other arts also, and did not generally depend on others for such sundry things. She was full of appreciation when anyone brought her woolen fabrics with patterns of temples and deities for being hung up on her wall, or carpets with creepers, trees, flowers finely embroidered on them for her to sit on. In fact, her admiration for the good qualities in others was very remarkable. Whatever appealed to her, she showed to others to heighten the estimation of the artist. Speaking of the education of women, she said one day at Kualpara that she had the greatest desire to see the girls of the village educated, but that the difficulty was about securing the right type of women as teachers. The few that were available were fashionable, and it is a human weakness to imbibe more easily the outward spruceness than the prudence of a teacher. Such a contingency would be more harmful than beneficial to a village. She hated luxury. A woman whose husband was seriously ill came to seek the mother's benediction. Dressed in her best tapestries. So she was very well dressed. The mother asked her to bow down at a distance and dismissed her with a few sweet words. When the woman had left, the mother remarked, "There's such a calamity ahead of her, and she came to the master, whereas she should have made vows to him with sobs and tears. You noticed how she came with perfume and fripperies instead? Should one come to the shrine of any deity in this manner? Everything in these days looks so odd." In all her talks and deeds, a godliness based on perfect self discipline was what caught the eye of most casual observers. Her life expressed itself through the rites, manners, and customs of her environment, but the touch of spirituality was unmistakable. After bathing in the Ganges, for instance, the mother offered the priest there a mango, a plantain, and a pice, and said, "I give the fruits to be sure, but the fruits of the gift is also yours." So, we always keep the fruits to ourselves. How? The fruit, if I offer it to a beggar or I give it to some priest, the better part, I receive some blessings from God, but those gifts also she gave away. So, this is what the mother was. She gave away everything, loved everybody, but she was not attached to anybody in this whole world. Her love for everybody showed, but she would always say, one should love only God. Towards others, do everything to the best of your capacity. So she thought of all women also as her very own daughters, and she tried to give them the right kind of advice. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Always stay tuned to Devakshar, like and share our videos, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Do join us and watch our other videos and comment and let us know what you feel about them. Thank you so much. Namaskar. A book or podcast. You can see Divyanand Pranaji's podcasts if you want. They are mostly on Vivek Vani. You can check that out. Thank you so much.